We are, as of now, also getting you this update on how there is still a word awaited officially from the White House, an official word awaited from the White House. But as of now, according to US media, President Trump called the Supreme Court ruling that struck down his tariffs, quote, a disgrace. No official word as of now, just to reiterate, but according to the reports that have been surfacing, the US president, whose reaction will be very closely watched, as of now reportedly calling the Supreme Court ruling that struck down his tariffs, quote unquote, a disgrace. And he reportedly made the comment while hosting the White House breakfast with the governors this morning. So that's a bit of a sense of what things are looking like as far as the administration and their reaction is concerned. Going back across quickly to Susan, there we have it, like we were just discussing. We are going to be closely monitoring the reactions coming in, but as of now, that's the first update on what things are looking like reaction-wise. But speaking of which, Susan, given that the tariffs have been such a core issue when it comes to the sentiment on the ground within the United States as well, both politically and societally, let's just talk about your understanding of what this really means for the people on the ground and their sentiment attached to these moves.
Well, it's very early to assess something like that. Usually this issue fell on party lines, as we heard from the Democratic members of Congress who are celebrating this decision by the U.S. Supreme Court. But when it comes to small businesses, for the majority and for the most part in the past year, they have somewhat tried to adapt to these new policies by the Trump administration. So it sort of leaves them in a limbo. While it is a sigh of relief short term, to an extent, it leaves them in some kind of limbo the longer this takes to resolve and how the Trump administration wants to move forward with this, the longer it takes for small businesses who really can't, absorb the impact of shocks like this to adjust their prices and to understand how they need to deal with consumers. But the way the Trump administration has been touting these tariffs as a sort of something to the benefit of the consumer and to the American people, it's yet to be seen whether or not, there's going to have a short-term effect and also just sentimentally, whether they're going to see this as a defeat for the White House, not only on tariffs, but its general economic policy. Remember, that perception is extremely important going into the midterms, not to mention on Tuesday, the president has to speak to the nation during his State of the Union address. How is he going to be able to justify this? How is he going to push back on this while usually Supreme Court justices are sitting right in front of him in the halls that he makes those speeches in Congress?
Right. Stay with us, Susan. We'll just come back to you. Also, understanding from Mark for his perspectives on the reactions that we just got for our viewers coming in as of now from the UK, the EU. We just played out those statements coming in as of now. Mark, your reaction to how this is going to be playing out geopolitically as of now. Of course, it's preliminary at this stage, but we also have those reactions already trickling in.
Yes, I think everyone across the world will be very happy about that, because, I mean, it has been a major problem across the world. And the UK government, they had played it very diplomatically towards the White House, so they will not be they will not be happy in a big way, but they will be secretly very happy, and they will, as you were saying before, they will say diplomatic things like, we will see how this plays out and work together with the White House. But behind the scenes, they will be sharing, no doubt. And I think also this is a part of a recalibration process that will also benefit in many ways everyone. And possibly there might even be a silver lining for the US Republicans, even though they are, of course, the big losers of the day. But the silver lining might be that prices might come down in the US. They haven't delivered the promise. The cost of living crisis haven't been really, that remains a big problem. And he probably got the tariff issue quite wrong. So in the long run, they might be able to, this might help even them in a sense. So I think this recalibration process that had been ongoing has turned out, it was a bit stacked unfairly towards the US. I think President Trump was right in that sense, but then he just took it too far in the other way. And so what's happening now, there was recalibration and there was a pushback against that. And now we are landing somewhere that actually might benefit the world.
Interesting you say that. We also told our viewers just a short while back, if you were listening in, about the reaction reportedly coming in from the US president, quote unquote, a disgrace. Is what the US president has said. No official word as of now from the White House, but that is, as of now, what we know. We'll just come back to you. A quick update coming in, simultaneous, of course. These are fast-paced developments trickling in. We also told you about the reaction just coming in from Donald Trump. Now, earlier, he gave the latest word in a series of economic speeches in Georgia and speaking to a crowd of supporters at a steel distributor in Rome. Trump touted a growing stock market, his tariff policy on foreign goods, and increased foreign investment in the U.S. economy. That's the latest coming in at this point. But going back across to Mark, as I was just saying, all right, let's just play this bite out first.
This country would be in such trouble right now. Without tariffs, this country would be like your company was 2 years ago. What a difference it made. And you know who brought the cases against us? People that are China-oriented, people that have business in China that want to rip us off and keep ripping us off, and the tariffs had stopped us.
All right, Mark, we just played out that short statement coming in from Trump. But like I was saying, also reportedly, he's called the court ruling now coming in as a quote-unquote disgrace. Are you surprised at all, first, by that reaction? While, of course, there's been no official word as of now, and we are going to be closely monitoring those developments. But at the same time, what really are the options before Donald Trump as of now, according to you?
Well, he has to play the game now in Congress. And of course, he still has a majority in Congress. So if he's really quick about it before the November election, since it's expected to not go his way in November, if he's really quick about it, he will probably try to be really quick about it to make things happen before the November election. So that I think he will fume and he will say lots of things and he will create smoke screens all over the place. But if he has to, if he wants to really stop this, he has to use it from now on. He has to go through Congress. So that's what he will. The real battle will be. And I think that's what makes it. That's a relief for everyone in the sense that now we're returning to normality with the Congress and White House working together before passing laws.
But at the same time, on the ground, this would mean more limbo as a direct result on the ground for businesses as well and for the governments watching these developments.
I think businesses might be quite happy about a bit of limbo. I think people are tiring of all the action from White House all the time. That has also been, he was promising from start that he would create a level playing field and it will be easier in all sorts of ways. But the previous administration had problems because they were perhaps had too many rules and the taxation and all that kind of stuff. And Trump pulled back on that one. But then all his changes all the time has also created instability. So I think in some ways, sometimes when there is a deadlock in Congress, which we are probably returning to fairly soon, businesses have been quite happy because then there's not so much change all the time. So I think, again, nobody will openly say to Trump, you're wrong, because then they might be punished. But I think, again, secretly, many will be happy about this. They will enjoy that he's reined in a bit and still he's not reined in to the degree that the Democrats will take over, but the deadlock might benefit many people.
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment. Thanks very much for joining us on the broadcast, Mark. Also thanking Susan Tehrani for getting us up to speed with the latest developments coming in from the United States. As of now, big developments with far-reaching implications. We'll, of course, keep a close eye on the very latest coming in. But for now, we're switching gears.